Boogeyman band coming round the bend. Is Boogeyman band. Is Boogeyman band.
Greetings, my fellow Fright Fiends, and thanks so much for dropping by the Horror Zone channel. I hope everyone's doing well. Today is going to be part 19 of my Reworking the Lot series. I just came across another article talking about our missing 2023, now 2023 could be 2024, I guess, remake. The remake that was announced back in April of 2019 and was supposed to be released on September 9th of last year and then April 21st of this year before being pulled completely. Nothing from Warner Brothers about when it's going to be released. I've heard rumors from every place, even just comments on my videos saying that it's going to be going straight to Hulu for Halloween, that it's going to be dropping on Max or HBO Max, what it used to be called. I've heard so many different things, and like I said, I'm not going to. I appreciate everybody, telling me what they're hearing, but until something concrete comes out, I just won't believe it until I actually see something officially announced. But I stumbled across another article, and I just thought I would read it. It's called Stephen King's Salem's Lot Has Been Delayed. Let's break down what's happened. The story is by Ryan Labie, and the source is Cinema Blend. So this one starts, if you visited your local bookstore on August 2nd of 2022 and wandered into the horror section, you would have come across a gleaming new movie tie-in edition of Salem's Lot, specifically tailored for the upcoming horror movie. The cover, adorned with a captivating glimpse into Stephen King's latest big screen adaptation, would have beckoned you with its chilling allure. Against a backdrop of deep blue fog, the Salem's Lot cast stood transfixed before the foreboding Marston house, setting the stage for an eerie cinematic rendition of a tale that has graced the small screen twice before in the form of a TV miniseries, but never on the silver screen. Emblematized at the top of the book were those fateful words that now send shivers down my spine, now a major motion picture. Fast forward to June 2023. After multiple delays and a scarcity of updates since the end of last year, the question lingers, what exactly is happening with Warner Brothers' oft-delayed Salem's Lot? It's time to delve deep and dissect the twists and turns that have befallen this much-anticipated project. Salem's Lot, Stephen King's Salem's Lot, a 1975 horror novel and his second published work, tells the story of writer Ben Mears, who returns to his childhood home only to discover the residents turning into vampires. The novel received nominations for World Fantasy Award and Locus Award. King has expressed his fondness for the story, considering it his favorite. The story of a small town facing a big threat has previously been adapted into a two-part miniseries in 1979 and an underrated television series in 2004. Personally, this is the Boogeyman speaking. I don't agree with that last part. On April 23rd of 2019, James Wan and Gary Dauberman announced their collaboration to bring Salem's Lot to cinemas. Dauberman would serve as the screenwriter and executive producer, joined by Wan, Roy Lee, and Mark Walper as producers. While no director was attached when the project was announced in April of 2020, the Annabelle Comes Home filmmaker was officially named the director. In August of 2021, Louis Pullman, son of Bill Pullman, was cast as the lead. Ben Mears, the assistant star, Mackenzie Lee joined a cast as Susan Norton, Ben's love interest, alongside Bill Camp and Pilo Asbeek, known for his role in Game of Thrones. Joined the production, rounding out the stacked cast, as Richard Straker, the vampire Barlow's familiar. Production began in September of 2021. Documented by Pilo Asbeek on Instagram. Production on the film passed mostly without any major news, wrapping production in November of 2021. According to the studio and reported by Deadline, a few COVID-related delays caused the film to move dates to accommodate additional photography during the summer of 2022. Reshoots are not uncommon for big-budget films, so a new release date was initially a cause for concern. Footage of the classic vampire tale was previewed in April of 2022 at CinemaCon. The first look was allegedly eerily effective and very well received. Entertainment reporter Jeff Schneider, who was in attendance, wrote on Twitter that the trailer was reminiscent of the original Conjuring movie's first trailer. In July of 2022, the film faced its first delay, with its original post-Labor Day 2022 release changing to April 21st of 2023. Merely a few months later, the date would be lost too, and another Warner Brothers horror flick, Evil Dead Rise, would fill the opening. Then the flick was eventually wholly removed from Warner Brothers' 2023 movie release schedule. The disappointment came soon after the studio announced plans to scrap projects like Batgirl and Scoob 2. The decision not to release Batgirl was attributed to a strategic shift concerning the DC Universe and HBO Max, according to a statement from a studio representative. The decision only fueled fan speculation about Salem's Lot's fate. Alleged Alleged film previews took place on September 9th of 2022 with social media posts and online reviews. It's kind of cool. They give a link to McCord Movies in this little part right here, so you can actually go over to his page and check that out. Surfacing from those allegedly in attendance claiming mild disappointment with the movie, on November 16th of 2022, Salem's Lot received an official R rating from the MPAA for bloody violence and language, indicating the movie was officially finished and in the can. Additionally, the movie's runtime was subsequently revealed, but no further updates have been provided since the end of 2022. For enthusiasts fear Salem's Lot may never be released. Joining the ranks of infamous permanently shelved films like Jerry Lewis's The Day the Clown Cried and Empires of Deep, a Chinese Avatar clone, while Warner Brothers has made curious decisions under Dave Zaslav's leadership, I believe the studio's actions indicate that Salem's Lot will eventually see the light of day. Reports and rumors of bad test screenings have led some to speculate that the studio is dissatisfied with the film's quality and plans to shelve indefinitely. However, I don't see this happening. There have been a long history of King adaptations because they are lucrative, even if they don't reach the ranks of the best horror movies of all time. While box office hits like Misery or It Chapters 1 and 2 receive critical acclaim, there are also less successful ones like Cell. The 2016 adaptation of King's 2006 novel, directed by Todd Williams and starring John Cusack and Samuel L. Jackson, faced production troubles and spent over 2 years in limbo before finding distribution. Despite being crushed critically and receiving a limited theatrical release in just 15 markets with minimal promotion, the film grossed over $1 million. It has also generated more than $2 million in video sales as per Box Office Mojo. Movies based on Stephen King books, even imperfect ones, tend to lean towards being financially successful. That's why I find it unlikely the Warner Brothers would bury the IP based solely on a few negative test screenings if they indeed occurred. Timing is critical for theatrical releases, and Warner Brothers Discovery is likely strategizing to find an optical date for Salem's Lot. The Halloween season is a logical choice for the horror genre, but a fall 2023 theatrical release seems less and less likely, as we're only 3 months away from the post-Labor Day weekend, and there has been no promotion for the movie. Considering Warner Brothers' potential reservations about the film, a fall streaming release on Max, formerly HBO Max, could be a smart move to leverage the spooky season. We've witnessed the success of streaming horror movies such as Hulu's Prey, a Predator sequel, and the Hellraiser reboot, which performed remarkably well last year with a similar release date. The Clive Barker property reboot also generated considerable hype despite dropping its official trailer just 15 days before the release. If I were a company hesitant to invest in promoting a film I had reservations about, this streaming route would be a favorable choice. Regardless of the release date, it's likely that Salem's Lot will reach King fans sooner or later. However, since Warner Brothers Discovery has shown a focus on theatrical releases, it's possible the movie might not find its way to audiences until 2024 or later, once a good theatrical window presents itself. Still, with the involvement of talented individuals and the power of the established brand, it would be absurd for Warner Brothers Discovery to let this project languish on the shelf, gathering dust like some old haunted house. I guess for now, I'll have to content with revisiting my worn-out VHS copy of director Tobe Hooper's version of the material and pondering these other upcoming Stephen King movies and TV releases. I know this was a little bit of a lengthier article than the We Got This Covered article that I read last week. And initially I said I wasn't going to do any new videos, but like I said, there is, anything regards to, the frustration regarding the Salem's Lot remake coming out, I thought I would just take the time to talk about it. It's funny that this article references the movie Cell with John Cusack and Samuel L. Jackson. This was a movie that was released in 2016 that I really did not care for. I love that book by Stephen King. It's one of my favorite books of his. I just really thought the whole thing was really, really terrifying, and it was before the zombie kind of craze took over with The Walking Dead television series in 2010. And I just thought the movie was just a waste of great talent and a really interesting and good story by King. But I mentioned it on one of the podcasts we did last year, and I think it was the one I did after the test screenings. I think it was in October. We call ourselves the Salem's Lot Minority. It's me, Sam Straub, and Danny Evans. We did one of our shows on Danny's channel, Everything 101, and right before Halloween last year, and I talked about I was worried that this was going to turn into a situation like Cell. But if they just dump it, and I said this one of the last times we spoke, the movie Cell, the Stephen King book Cell, where they did the same thing. They had a great cast. They had Sam Jackson and John Cusack, and it just didn't work. And they dumped it out on, streaming and home video, and nobody even talks about it anymore because it's really bad, and it really just did a disrespect to the book. And they had Stephen King that wrote the screenplay for that, and then they just sort of cut him out of the equation and reworked it, and it just was a mess.
Well, it's funny that this article spoke about that, where the movie was just kind of in limbo for a handful of years, even though it had been in the can and was done, and we weren't seeing anything from it. And we would see like maybe, but even in that case, we saw a picture. We saw a picture of Sam Jackson and John Cusack and Isabel Fuhrman, who everybody knows from the Orphan franchise. Who also was in the film, but it was just one picture, but at least they got one picture. The only thing we've gotten is the cover for the novelization tie-in. So again, I have no idea, but I thought it was worth just getting on here and talking about this. Let me know what you guys think, and I hope everyone's doing well. And if anything new on Salem's Lot drops prior to Sinister Creature Con, I will do another video, but expect my next video to be the Sinister Creature Con video, which is coming up this Sunday. I'm really looking forward to it. Lots of my friends are going to be there. And yeah, I can't wait to meet Mr. Nick Castle, who played Michael Myers. So, hope everyone's doing well. I will talk to you again real soon. Take it easy. Stay scared as always. And remember, you can do nothing against the master. Peace. Hey fellow Fright Fiends, just want to say thank you again for supporting Boogeyman Ben's Horror Zone. If you're brand new to the channel and you haven't yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button down below, hit the bell notification so you're updated every time I drop a new video. I typically do this once or twice a week with new content. I've been doing this for over 11 years, and the horror genre is a passion of mine, and it really means a lot to me that I can share that passion with all of you guys. Thanks so much again for the support, and I'll talk to you again later. Take it easy, stay scared as always. Peace.